the order of appearance in this year's contest was established by a draw late last year, and the honour of starting the competition went to Iceland.
The artists are Beethoven. The song is going to be called Socrates, and they thought it a good idea if they took the two fellas, Stefan Hilmarsson and Sverrir Stormskir, to Croke Park in Dublin for a National Hurling League final. Hurling is claimed by the Irish to be the fastest field game in the world. Players are all amateur, 15-a-side game, played with an ash hurley or a come-on, and a cork-covered ball in pigskin. That's what's called the puck fodder. I don't know whether the Irish Society gathered here tonight.
A terrific, warm Irish welcome for our first act. It's always very difficult to be first, and Iceland did very well. That was Beethoven, not Beethoven. Beethoven is probably rolling over just at the moment. Beethoven there, Stefan Hilmarsson and Sverrir Stormskir, and their song was called Socrates. Well, we're staying in Northern Europe, but moving slightly south to Sweden. Don't forget, Eurovision in 1974 was the launchpad for ABBA's worldwide success. So, representing Sweden this year is Tommy Shorberry, and he recently starred in the London West End musical Chess, which, in a nice Eurovision coincidence, was co-written by Benny and Bjorn of ABBA. The song, Stadilus, City of Light.
Tommy Shorberry to sing for Sweden. After we've had a little promotional film here, it's the man himself being asked to join the pilot in the cockpit. It seemed like an amusing idea. The composer of this song, incidentally, is a lady called P. Beckman. And the pilot, of course, is Tommy's manager. And guess what he presents him with? I don't know who landed the plane. And a bow from the conductor. Thank you, sir.
The conductor there was Anders Berglund, the Swedish song City of Light. Now, one of the nicest trips you can make by boat is from Stockholm to the archipelago of 1,000 islands to Finland. And that's where we're going next. The Finnish entry is sung by the group Boulevard, and the song Nauravat Silmat Mues Tetan. Laughing eyes are the ones you remember.
Hard to beat a chuckling eye, certainly. Pepe and Kirsti Vilberi have written this. The Irish are obsessed with cycling. It's a great life a wheel. And the lads from Finland have joined in, as you can see. Why wouldn't people like cycling around here? The weather is lovely. And they have the two greatest cyclists in the world, Sean Kelly, and last year's winner, there he is, of the Tour de France, Stephen Roach. This is all round Dublin, the Dublin area. I hope the lads won't be too exhausted by the time they run on stage. Boulevard are going to sing for Finland. Laughing eyes are the ones you remember. Here they come now. Maybe they'll come on. Porters just in front of me, balloons going up in the air, and a lot of noise. Nice to see you again.
And the Finnish conductor there was Ossi Runne. Nauravat Silmat Muistetaan. Laughing eyes are the ones you remember from Boulevard. We're moving next to our nearest neighbour, the United Kingdom. And in the past, UK entrants have done spectacular things on stage, like going barefoot, remember Sandy Shaw? And taking off their skirts midway through. Remember Bucks Fizz? They do all sorts of things. Anyway, this year's representative has promised us that he's going to keep all his clothes on right throughout his entire song. His name is Scott Fitzgerald. He's from Glasgow in Scotland, and the song says simply, Go.
And it's written by Julie Forsyth, the sainted Brucey's daughter. Brucey's here in the audience to cheer her on, and the song, of course. As we all will be, of course. They're in Bunratty Castle here, built in the 16th century. The stronghold of the O'Briens, Earls of Thomond and High Kings of Ireland. restored to its original splendor, and entertains many a tourist. There's also a folk village here, and Scott has been made the Earl of Thomond for the night, being sung at and feasted with, and what he doesn't know is that when it all ends, he's thrown into a dungeon. So I hope he gets back in time for the contest. That's a relief. This is it, the United Kingdom entry. Ronnie Hazelhurst in everybody's top 10. Crowd loved that. Big applause.
The conductor there was Ronnie Hazelhurst. The UK entry Go from Scott Fitzgerald. We're going due east now, all the way over to Turkey for our next song. The group is called MFO, not a musical flying object, but a very talented trio. The initials MFO stand for their names, Mashar, Fuat and Uzkan. They represented Turkey before at the Eurovision Song Contest in Sweden in 1985. Let's see how they're going to do second time around with their song, which is called Sufi.
Sufi. Sufi set sail to see the shoreless infinity. He is in love with love doubtlessly. Is he crazy with divine grace? Who can say? This is Cashel, the rock of Cashel in County Tipperary. Ireland's a great historic site, seat of the kings of Munster. The lads are impressed, you can see that. Just all the dry ice is getting in their eyes. Brian Boru used to live here. This is Cormac's Chapel, funded by the European Commission. He might at least have taken his cap off. MFO wrote and will sing this in just a moment. That's Mazhar, Fuat and Urskan for Turkey, song number 5. It's a discreet bow from the conductor. Very nice.
And the Turkish conductor was Turan Yükseler, MFO with Sufi. Well, next to Spain, and if we're looking for omens this year, we find one in the name of the group, La Década, the decade, because precisely 2 decades ago, in 1968, Spain won the contest, and then they went on to do it again in 1969. Can this happen in Dublin? Anyway, the song has an interesting title, La Chica que yo quiero, made in Spain, or The Girl That I Love will be made in Spain. And why not?
Why not? Indeed, well put. This man is a Bible of information. I don't know why I'm here at all. He's doing all the work. La chica que yo quiero. No, that's not... You're listening to some traditional Irish music. That's not the Spanish entry. This is the Temple Bar district of Dublin, which is Dublin's left bank, I suppose. Large artistic community here. Fellows who smoke cheroots. People who blow kisses at you. They're crossing the Halfpenny Bridge, which spans the River Liffey. The reason it was called the Halfpenny Bridge is there used to be a toll payment of that whenever you wanted to cross. Anna Livia Plurabelle. And that's Christchurch Cathedral, landmark in Dublin, erected near where Dublin City was founded 1,000 years ago. Floral tribute is the Dublin City crest. This is La Década, the woman I love, made in Spain. There was a touch of the bullfighters there and the flamencos. Everything. Nice quiet jacket.
The conductor there was Xavier de Juan. The Spanish entry, The Girl That I Love, is made in Spain. Now, if you've been rehearsing with us all week, there's one song which you would have heard more than others. That's Happy Birthday. It was Scott Fitzgerald's birthday on Thursday, and our next singer was 28 yesterday. Representing the Netherlands, his name is Gerhard Joling, and his song is entitled Shangri-La.
A little partial cheering before the boy starts. Gerhard Joling for Netherlands. Composer is Peter Devine of this song. He's having a... Ooh, where have I seen this before? Day shopping in Dublin's fair city. Romantic fool. Just had an eye full of hat. This is the Powerscourt Townhouse Shopping Centre. Young love reunited. For the Netherlands, then. Gerard Joling.
And our conductor there was Harry van Hoek, the Dutch entry Shangri-La from Gerard Joling. I've been taking advice from our next guest because she did this very job in 1979 when Israel hosted the song contest. She did an absolutely wonderful job then, but her primary talent is as a singer, and she's voted again and again as her country's top female vocalist. Her name is Yardena Arazi, and her song has a profound ring to it, Ben Adam, Son of Man.
Also translated as Only Human. Yardena Arazi has sung for Israel before. She was 6th in 1976. She started singing while doing her national service. The composers are Boris Dimitsain and Ehud Manor. This is the Dart, what's called the Dart. In Ireland, it's a rapid transit system. And apparently, a jazz band plays on it every morning for the tired businessmen. This is a jazz band called Jazz News. What a way to go to work. Very discreet, lads. This Dart follows the coastline of Dublin Bay. There it is, going by Killiney Bay. And here comes the artist, Yardena. Oh, I know.
The conductor there was Eldad Shkrim. The Israeli entry, Ben Adam. Now, the very first country to host the Eurovision Song Contest in 1956, and I wasn't even born, was Switzerland. And in an extraordinary coincidence, they won their own competition. They almost won again a couple of years later in Norway. And this year's song has the same composer as that entry. The singer, who was born in Canada, is Céline Dion, and her song is called Ne partez pas sans moi.
Oui. The Swiss entry. This is the favourite, of course. Céline Dion, Crossing the Bog of Allen. It's a big bog. In the Midlands, peat, of course, is a very... or the turf. Why am I saying peat? Turf. It's a very big industry in Ireland. Heats Irish homes, generates electricity. Céline Dion comes from Montreal. The composer is Nella Martinetti and Attila Sereftuk. Steady girl. This is a terrific singer, this girl. It's a very good song. Her favourites have a habit of not quite getting there in the Eurovision Song Contest. Don't Leave Without Me, it's called. Ne partez pas sans moi. Enjoyed it too. Good man.
And the conductor there was Attila Sereftuk, and that was the Swiss entry, song number 9, Ne partez pas sans moi, from Céline Dion. Now we're going to come home for a few minutes to hear the Irish entrance, song number 10.
And as you may know, Ireland has won 3 times, Johnny Logan twice, and Dana won for Ireland in 1970. We always won with a solo singer. Tonight's entrants are trying to break with that particular tradition.
Jump the Gun is a 5-man band who've been on the circuit for a couple of years now, and they were in the process of cutting their very first album when they won the honour of representing their country in this year's contest, so the album has had to be put off for just a little while.
Their song, which was written by one of the band, is called Take 'Em Home.
Jump the Gun are Peter Reeds, vocals and keyboard, Roy Taylor, bass, Brian O'Reilly on the drums, Eric Sharp, guitar and vocals, and Kieran Wilde, who's just 17 years of age, on the saxophone and clarinet. The Great Outdoors of Glenveigh. Hang on, do you see anything there? I thought so. Legend has it that a Celtic princess is often seen wandering along the lake shore beside the castle, looking for something. There she is again. An ashling, a spare van. What a lovely place that is. Glenveigh National Park in County Donegal. Here are the boys. Composer is Peter Reeds, I said, who's also on the vocals. And the rowboats disappear. Here they are, the home team. Famous figure in Irish music, Noel Keelan.
And our conductor there was Noel Keelan. I think we'll take you all to West Germany this summer for the European Nations Championship. Great cheer there. Anyway, that was Jump the Gun, Take Him Home. Next to Germany, by coincidence, and what has always been one of the strongest contenders in the song contest. They've been very close on so many occasions, and they finally won it spectacularly in 1982. Remember Nicole in that year. As a matter of fact, she's back this year as a commentator with the German delegation. This year's entry is written by that same strong team of Ralf Siegel and Bernd Meininger. But I think we have a unique act on stage. I've consulted our Eurovision historian, and he tells me that this is the very first time we've had a mother and daughter team appearing. Young Maxi has been playing piano since she was about 9. She's now 13. And her mother, Chris Garten, has been in the music business all her working life. They're singing Lied für einen Freund, Song for a Friend.
Ah, this is nice. Maxi, Chris Garten, mother and daughter. Take a day off in the country. An Irish jaunting car. I know you have to tolerate the man's bowler hat, but it's fun. They're coming to the town of Maynooth in an area of rich farmland. And of course, Kildare, in an island of horses, Kildare is preeminent. Not bad in the cattle either. Moyglaire Manor. An Irish country house. What'll they have? Fish. Delicious. They like it rare, do they? This is the German entry, regarded as a hot favourite by some.
The conductor there, Mike Patcher. Now that was Maxi and Chris Garten singing Lied für einen Freund. Just across the German border now into Austria, and the very names of her cities, Vienna and Salzburg, bring music to our ears.
Our artist tonight is not exactly Mozart or Strauss, but an equally multi-talented man, Wilfried Schulz. I hope he doesn't mind me describing him as the grand old man of popular music in Austria, but he's actually done a lot more than that, hasn't he, Michelle?
Indeed he has. He's been in the theatre, television drama, even the movies. He's an accomplished dancer and producer, and he's co-written the song.
Not quite the lady we'd all recognise from the Louvre in Paris. A much more dangerous femme fatale, I should think. Wilfried sings of Lisa, Mona Lisa.
That man's jacket is going to be all out of shape if he doesn't keep his hands out of his pockets. Old Wilfried, from the description, seems to be an all-round entertainer. What does he do in his spare time? Backs the horses, from the look of it. They love a horse race here. And the crack. The crack is just the jokes and the laughter and the talk. They like to win money as well, of course. This is a country meeting, as you can see, kind of a point-to-point. Punchestown's the place. Great gathering place for horse lovers. Look, there's Christa Berg. Good grief. Didn't know he owned a horse. Money changes hands here, I can tell you. Looks like the lads have won as well. Wilfried will be singing for Austria. Lisa, Mona Lisa. Always. How very nice.
The conductor there, Harald Neuwirth. The Austrian entry, Lisa, Mona Lisa. Now, if at first you don't succeed, what do? You try again. Our next artists have represented their country twice before, so perhaps third time lucky. Now, Søren and Kirsten are among Denmark's best known and most successful singers. But Kirsten has had a lot of other things on her mind lately, because she's expecting her second child in just a few weeks' time. So if anything happens, I'm told that Pat can handle all emergencies.
Yes, lots of boiling water, I think, is the standard routine, but I don't think my talents quite extend that far. I hope I'm not called upon to do duty tonight. Is there a doctor in the house? Anyway, Michelle, what's the song called?
The song is called Cadel Say Vi I Say.
Who is wrong and who is right?
Well, now, there's the question. This is Howth, a few kilometres from Dublin city centre. I'm not terribly keen on Howth. I went fishing for mackerel there once and caught a hook in my finger. But enough of me. It's got wonderful amenities, yachting and sailing. And old Kirsten and Søren have taken it to their hearts. With nothing they like better than a game of hands, knees, bumps-a-daisy and some whelks. They do a very good smoked salmon in Ireland, you know, and that's the Irish wine. I wish they wouldn't do this because I haven't had my lunch. This is a killer, this. Wait till you see this crowd when they get on stage. This is the Danish entry, 13. And people ask me why I like doing the Eurovision Song Contest. Where else would you see something like that? For goodness sake, the people who've travelled thousands of miles. Girls in tutus with cardboard guitars.
The conductor there was Henrik Jensen, and the Danes still up to a bit of pillaging these days. Kirsten and Soren, and who is wrong and who is right. Well, next we fly south to where the Aegean and the Mediterranean meet, the sunny climes of Greece, and a singer with an evocative name, Aphrodite Frida. The song, too, invokes a universal figure whose mask may equally conceal sorrow and joy. The song is entitled Clown.
Clown, in Greek as well. Frida the Aphrodite. The song is written by Dimitris Sakislis. It'll be a long time standing there waiting for a lift, I can tell you. Hang on. They're off. A lift on Osmond Bennett's road show. Maybe Osmond himself there. They're coming up from Johnstown, County Kilkenny. The whole village appeared to be in a sort of festive mood. This goes on in Ireland all the time, of course. People in costumes dancing. Lots of traditional music, the old tin whistle and the melodeon. Aphrodite Frida. Song suited conductor.
The conductor there, Hans Adriadis. That was Greece, Aphrodite Frida and Clown. Now we welcome back someone who came to Dublin as a backing singer for Norway in 1981. In fact, she's competed 5 times. Anita Skorgan. She is back this year as a composer. The song she has written is called For Vår Jord, which they translated as Child of Earth. To sing it, an 18-year-old student who will accompany herself on piano, Caroline Kruger.
Erik Hilstad wrote this along with Anita Skorgan. And again, this is a well-regarded song. This will be one of the favourites. They took this young lady out to the Aran Islands off Galway. The wild and barren Aran Islands, where they say the original Irish are. In the currachs, a wooden frame covered in canvas and tar, which are still used to fish in the wild Atlantic. A pretty girl, Caroline Kruger. And she even got a ride on a donkey. Look at those stone walls. Song 15, the Norwegian entry, For Vår Jord, for our Earth.
And the conductor there was Ariel Starr. That was Caroline Kruger and For Vår Jord, Child of Earth. Next to Belgium, who were host to this competition last year, and they'd never won before until 1986, so can they do it so soon again? Well, the man with the task is Reynard, who, in spite of a penchant for serious issues in his writing, has given us a very lyrical title. Laissez briller le soleil, let the sun shine, or to give it its official title in English, The Sun Could Shine in Your Heart.
The words are by Philippe Anciot, music by Joseph Reynard. This is I know this pub, Ryan's of Parkgate Street. He loves it. He started out as a street singer, this man, at the age of 18. He's at home here, among the Creamy Pints and the Dubliners, internationally famous group in their own right. I'd kill the fella who made that Irish coffee. Look at it. You can't have a khaki Irish coffee. This is a marvellous pub, highly polished wood, food, friendly atmosphere, as you can see. Reynard, ready to go for Belgium. Song 60. Oh, he's that clever.
The conductor there, Daniel Willem. That was Reinhardt and Laissez briller le soleil. Now, how does the tiny Duchy of Luxembourg do so well in the Eurovision Song Contest? They've won 5 times, so it's a lot to live up to. But our singer should be well up to the task. She's a multi-talented performer, having studied dance as well as music. Her name is Lara Fabian, and her song is called Croire, which in English they like to translate as trust.
Why wouldn't they? No, I refuse to sing to weeping words as the cry of a two-black violin. Well, yes, Croire. Very attractive girl, this Lara Fabian. Yeah, the composers are Jacques Cartona and Alain Garcia. They're having a picnic here, as you can readily see, by the shore of Loch Ennell, famous for its trout and fruit and a little wine. The grounds of Belvedere House near Mullingar, County Westmeath. Only a glass of milk for this girl. Buttermilk, traditional Irish drink. Here come the fish. Yes, a bit of dancing as well, of course. Nothing like it.
Le chef d'orchestre, Régis Dupré, et la belle chanteuse Lara Fabian, representing Luxembourg. Just 4 songs to go as we move next to Italy, another country which has produced more than its share of wonderful singers, wonderful voices, wonderful names. Representing Italy is Luca Barbarossa, who is one of the biggest stars in his country. His song is called Ti scrivo, I'm writing to you.
Luca Barbarossa. What a name. Rings off the tongue. This is road bowling. You'll not see this in many places, not even in Ireland. It's a sort of cork game. Particularly in County Cork, they do the road bowling. It's a 28-ounce, 1-kilo steel ball, hurled along the road by 2 players over an arranged distance, and of course, the least throws in the end wins the game. You can see it's quite difficult, particularly when you get into the rough. Luca Barbarossa has written the words and music for this as well as singing it. It's a grand cap, so you have. Look at that. It's the way they throw it as well, a kind of underarm. That was lucky. Sort of in off. Money changing hands yet again. Luca's won. I think that was a fix. 33rd contest. You've missed a lot of good songs. Missed a lot of strange songs.
That was the Italian entry sung by Luca Barbarossa called Ti scrivo. E l'Italia mi è cara perché ho sangue italiano. Vorrei dire ciao ciao a mio fratello a Spilambergo e ai miei parenti a Fidenza e Collecchio. Tanti saluti da Dublino dove la vita è meravigliosa. Arrivederci. È vero, Patrizio?
Sì, è vero, Michela. That was Michelle looking for a job on Italian television, for those of you who didn't understand.
Yes. They're selling the ice cream.
Anyway, from Italy, we're moving to their Mediterranean neighbour, France, another country with a good record of wins in the song contest. Well, tonight, France is represented by a man who is very well known throughout his country. His name is Gérard Lenormand. I'm told he's passionate, romantic, and if we're to believe the words of the song, very, very charming. It's called Chanteur de Charme.
It's another all-round entertainer. Heavy with the charm. Gérard Lenormand. The composers are Claude Lemaitre and Gérard himself. Wrote his first song when he was 12. And he was 15 when Brigitte Bardot sang one of his compositions. And he also waits at table on ferries. There's more sides to this man than you'd at first think. There's a little Coltus Kjol Torieren group there. There's a lot of music in Ireland, isn't there? A trainee baron player, that's the little Irish skin drum that you play with a stick. It makes that drumming noise. Obviously. Made of goat skin. No, the baron. Sunglasses. You don't see many of those in Ireland. There's a big crowd here.
Le chef d'orchestre, Guy Mattioni. Gérard Lenormand, bien sûr, chanteur de charme. Next we go to Portugal and our second last song. It's called Voltarei, or I'll Return. And to sing it is someone who has already represented Portugal in Bergen in 1986, Dora.
Dora. We remember Dora from Bergen. Dora wore the boots. What's she got on today? Well, she won't be singing that. That's an Irish outfit. The composers are José Calvario and José Nizza. This is I'll Return, Voltarei. It doesn't matter, say nothing else. Don't lie to me, it's all right. We're going to play the game of love and jealousy and cutting our fingers on harp strings. Tiffany lamp makers, and that's never a harp she's making. Very nice. Better singer than she is a pottery maker. It's the penultimate song for Portugal, song 20, Voltarei, Dora.
And the conductor there was José Carlos Calvario, and that was the Portuguese entry, I Will Return, Voltarei. Well, we're almost there. The 21st of 21 songs comes next, and it comes from Yugoslavia. I must say my heart goes out to the Yugoslavian delegation. They've had to sit through every other act. It's difficult to be first, but I think it's equally difficult to come last, because they've nerves growing and growing all the time. But they've sent to Dublin their country's most famous rock band, Silver Wings, and they've been in their domestic charts since 1979. The song's entitled Mangoop or Rascal.
This is the Grand Canal, one of the many canals in Ireland. The Yugoslavian gang are going to have a bit of fun on the canal. The artists are called Silver Wings. The lead singer is Dedica Asanovic, or close to that. The composer is Rajko Dumic. Steady, girl, don't strain yourself before the big night. The final song, then. This year's Eurovision Song Contest. The juries will have to make up their minds after this.